YouTube, Steamtown Gamer here, and I'm back with episode 10 of Resident Evil 5. So last we left off, we encountered a sort of like shrine, if you will, to these flowers. We also saw that Tricell was there. They had set up a lot of their equipment, and there was even some equipment from Umbrella, and the Umbrella equipment was very old. It was rusted. It had stuff growing on them. It had been abandoned for some time, but the Tricell was relatively new, as far as I can tell, within the last couple years. So we also found out that those insect creatures we've encountered a lot, they're native to that area. In fact, they're not even a BOW. They're natural, because we found out the temple sort of released them. It is quite weird. It definitely has something to do with that flower. We don't exactly know what exactly it is yet. But I guarantee you that although we will stop Wesker in the end, the research and the data from all this experiment will be, of course, shared with the world. So we will see aspects from this game in other Resident Evil games, which of course we have and will. So that's pretty much it. We're just moving on now. As far as we can tell, I'm still in that temple thing. It is getting quite old. I do want to leave and continue on with the game. Quite frankly, it's a real pain in the ass, but let's see what we can do.
I wonder if this is what Irving meant by answers.
Not sure, but obviously there's a connection here with Umbrella, and that's never a good sign.
We can worry about this later. First, we need to find out about Jill.
You're right. Let's see what we can dig up.
Look at this place, it's huge. They were harvesting them, though it looks like they were even watering them as well. They didn't want to disturb them because this isn't some kind of natural spring and they're growing here. Umbrella. So you can see that this looks like a tent as well. The Umbrella stuff is quite old. It's just rusted the shit. It's been very weathered. It's just a horrible thing. How could they survive down here? It's a fucking cave. There's like light piercing from the sky. That's how you get out. It's weird how Leon would just ask, not Leon, Shiva would ask, how could they survive down here? It's quite obvious how they survive down there. They've got a perfectly good light source. Oh, score. Free bug. This looks like some kind of generator, I would say. Kind of weird. Hang on, we can investigate. Looks like some sort of water purifier, so water is probably for the flowers. Well, although the taps and shit are rusted to hell, they're still working to some extent, which means there's some kind of pump still activated. And the lights are still on as well, so this place isn't that abandoned. We know Jill, she came through here. As far as we can tell, she did. I'm pretty sure she did. Read document, what does it say? From Chief Researcher, Baron's Journal, number 1, 1966. I'm guessing this is probably the Umbrella Corporation. Mr. Spencer, yes, he is the owner of the Umbrella Corporation. Once spoke of a flower called the Starway to the sun. Supposed that flower could give a person who consumed it incredible abilities. Anyone thought it was nothing more than a rumor or legend that Mr. Spencer was telling us, but later research would prove us wrong. Next, the first person to recognize the virality of the story was my teacher, Dr. James Marcus. He hypothesized that the virus Hikako, unknown, might exist that could alter DNA. The man was so furious. His hypothesis turned out to be correct. So it's some kind of DNA altering virus that probably comes from these flowers. Next. The virus discovered in the flower was labeled Progenitor. For 3 months in Africa we worked definitely Falford over results and staved off attacks from the Nipah. After such time, our efforts were finally rewarded. Okay, so this is basically saying so far, these flowers contain a virus that alters DNA and can give people incredible powers. Let's read on, shall we? Even Dr. Marcus, who until yesterday looked exhausted, was in good spirits. He wants to return home as soon as possible to develop deeper into this research. I feel the same way. I want to learn the secrets of the progenitor virus as soon as possible. So it's possible something like this virus could have a lot of benefits, repairing DNA, various cures for cancers, diseases, genetic abnormalities, that sort of thing. 1967, so this is a year later. February the 2nd. We hit a metaphorical brick wall. We brought the progenitor flower back from Africa, and attempted to cultivate it here. The internal culture seems of the progenitor virus has not shown the same DNA altering characteristics. So I'm pretty sure what they're saying is they cannot remove the flower from its location. They cannot breed it. They need to be in this area to mass production, the progenitor virus. At first, everything seemed to proceed smoothly. The plants were strong and they grew quickly. In short amount of time, they flowered. Okay, so they seem to be having good progress with it. But here is when the major problem surfaced. The flowers did not contain the progenitor virus. Perhaps the environment in which they grow triggers the development of the virus. This matter must be investigated further. So there's some kind of other element to this scenario. The flowers don't generate the virus without this area. It's got to be something in the environment that triggers them. We've made no progress. We've tried cultivating the flower under different circumstances, but with no luck in triggering the development of the virus itself. Thus far, we have tried changing the soil, water, temperature, light exposure, all with no success. I've got into a heated debate with Dr. Marcus about the duration of his research was taking. During the debate, Mr. Spencer interjected some foolhardy notion of starting a company. With the progenitor virus, there was no point in starting a company. He does not see that. It's all pointless. So this is when Spencer was really young. There's just 3 doctors, as far as I can tell. They basically don't seem to be doing any kind of, global network. This is just 3 doctors trying to make some money, probably. Of course, we know that Spencer wants to become immortal, but he won't get to do that. Close. And of course, Spencer does start a company with the progenitor virus. Calls it the T-virus, I think. No, he does eventually find the T-virus. I don't know if it's the same one, honestly. And, of course, starts Umbrella. With the Ashfield guy. Open. There's nothing in this door, but... What's that? Read document. Sorry, I'm skipping part. Oh, damn it. Oh, no, I can still read it. I was just making sure there's nothing in this room. Turns out Shiva just sort of smashed open a box. That's all it really was. I thought something was in this room. So this room is far more advanced than the rest that we've seen so far. Another document there. I'll come back to that. What I'm seeing is, an actual concrete building. It looks really abandoned. It hasn't been used for some time. This could be the Umbrella facilities, as the Umbrella facilities were much older. But there's computers, and I couldn't imagine them having them in the computers. So this could be the a Umbrella facility with the Tricell equipment inside. I think. But Umbrella didn't pass away that long ago, now that I think about it. So this very much could be the Umbrella thing. We're just going to read it. This is the Chief Researcher's Notes, Part 2, 1968. So this is definitely the Umbrella researchers, but this is so back that he's not even in Umbrella yet. They're just starting it. April 15. It's been over a year since we've had any breakthroughs that Dr. Marcus and I have decided to return to Africa. We can no longer continue our research without the progenitor virus. I know those routine attacks by the Napa are really going to wreck my nerves, but for the sake of research, I will persevere. In the face of my dismay, it was Mr. Spencer who provided the answer. If you worry about the Napa, then we'll just have to remove them from the equation. I can only imagine what the look of our faces. Obviously, Mr. Spencer wants to remove these tribal men, which I'm pretty sure he did wipe out a huge quantity of them. The idea never occurred to us. It was quite an practical solution to our problem, but it seemed to be the only option available. Dr. Marcus decided to try Mr. Spencer's plan. August 19th, finally some good news. We've learned that they are able to chase the Napa off the land. The land we acquired only amounts of half of those underground ruins, but if we include the area where the progenitor flower grows, then there should be no issues. So he said that it cleared out half of the area. Mr. Spencer said that he plans to conduct research facilities on the site, which will expedite our research into the virus. We hesitantly make our preparations to decide for Africa, but Mr. Spencer requires that Dr. Marcus stay in Raccoon City to take over the training center for science trainers. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and read this ahead and come back to it. Facilities soon get. He's just talking about the facilities getting built. Go back. Both Darkus and Mr. Spencer agree that this is the best course of action. I have started making preparations to go. I have a feeling that it's going to be pretty busy starting tomorrow. I've been in Africa for 2 weeks now. It's a good thing that Dr. Marcus isn't here. The place seems far from being a paradise of research, scientific study. The so-called research facilities are nothing more than a bunch of tents, and we have to empty armored soldiers to keep the Napa at bay. So he's talking about the whole concept. It was promised a lot more than what was delivered. The research facilities were just tents. But the thing gets on my nerves is that the sound of the construction for the real research facilities. How am I supposed to conduct our research when everything is threatened to drive me insane? I'm just trying to contribute virus samples from the progenitor flower. Blah 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 blah. Got for second place. The guy's just basically complaining about the noise of the construction of the real facilities. 1996, another year later, are finally completed. This is a real umbrella. This is the real Umbrella Africa Research Center, not just some pile of tents. I've come to the realization in the past 9 months that the facilities are too small for our needs. We need to make them larger for more suitable research. Then we can fill them with more talented researchers. This place seems to needs to be fortified in our progenitor virus research. Our results will do the great deal. In a rare turn of events, our old flat Flint Spencer agreed with me on this. So he's having troubles with Spencer, but Spencer seems to be agreeing with this. This is just talking about the expansion of Umbrella. It wasn't really necessary that I read that out loud. What's this document here? Telegram from James Marcus. T-virus development a success. 1978. So they turned this, the progenitor virus, into the T-virus. That's how they got it. So this is where it started. Holy crap, I can't believe it. This is where everything, all the games, everything started. I did not know that. Invoice. Copy Dr. James. 5 cases of progenitor sample. Blah, blah, blah. Not really worth reading.
Take it!
Roger.
So this is definitely, these are old, so I'd say this is definitely a Umbrella research facility. It said 1968, but we're seeing computers, so that was just the original 1970s. This is probably a lot longer though, after the 70s, probably at least the 90s, as far as I can tell. These are new.
I don't know how, but they could be using them to produce biological weapons. This is the facility from the picture, no doubt about it.
We're finally getting somewhere.
So I'd say this place was easily abandoned when the Umbrella Industries fell in decline, which did happen some time ago, at least 10 years as far as I can tell. It's kind of hard to tell from the, the way the game takes place. There's no real dates or anything, but as far as I can tell, they were abandoned. And then Tricell seem to have dumped their shit in here. This would explain the new and old technology in this old facility. Shotgun shells. Yes, Tricell. Yes, they've been dumping their shit there. Power on. Email to an acquaintance. So they're talking about getting off work. Finally getting out of this company. I'm heading straight back to Amazonia, and I can't wait to get home to see everyone. More than that, I think they're just happy to get me away from here. This high and mighty Miguel guy seems to be some sort of super genius. Miguel's a guy that sits next to me at work, and he's good at researching and all, but he gets me wrong. He's got some good ideas, and he's got good at noticing details, but every time he opens his mouth, he just goes on and on about how great he is. I can't even begin to imagine the torture to hear this every day. The guy's just complaining about a guy sitting next to him who's kind of a pain in the ass and know-it-all. I forget that Ryan. So this is a lot of crap. It's just getting you the experience on what the guys were really thinking as all this is happening. They just want to party. They just want to finish work, get things over and done with. Laboratory used by I heard that this was the laboratory used by Umbrella in Africa. My experimentations were rise to say the least, but I saw it as well. The lab is in name only. I don't know how Umbrella's ever used it, and Lord knows that Tricell could possibly have any use for it. This place was abandoned long ago. There seems to be nothing here but of value to us. No piece of lab equipment remains, or at least nothing that still works. I can't say that I'm surprised to half of this. So they got the progenitor virus working. They abandoned the facility. The Tricell moved in, I'm guessing, to use the progenitor virus as well. If we didn't need that virus for our research there would be no reason to come here, this rundown Umbrella facility anyway. We've already had samples of the T virus and G virus and the T Veronica virus, and even the Las Plagas parasite. We have everything we need for our research. We don't have to come back to this damn progenitor virus. Okay, so this progenitor virus is different from the T virus. Is it? Yes, it is different from the T virus. I'm wondering who came back. I wonder who came up with the name Licker for those creatures. I mean, when you see them, their long tongue Just know it's the perfect name. For the researchers like me, BOWs like lickers are just a pain in the ass. If we said lickers they were too perfect, they're probably going too far. I don't know about these lickers. Sorry, I just had to skip it. It was just too much reading. So they had this progenitor virus. Umbrella either found a way to duplicate it or gave up on it. Either way, Tricell moved in to use it. This is not what started it all. I was going on a bit about how this was the start of it all. It is not the start, I'm afraid. It is just... Well, it's the start of Umbrella, but this isn't the T-Virus that started it all, so I can't be too stoked about it, I'm afraid. Open. But I definitely read from here, this was investigate. Something was torn apart by animals. I would say that this was not animals. This was the lickers, and the lickers are quite tough, quite strong, fast, you know, you name it, they are that. That was probably...
Careful! I saw something.
I wonder if the lickers were just inside the facility when they came in here, or they managed to build them. I don't know. I just don't know, but this facility was designed to hold them. Tricell was here, so this is where all the stuff has come in from. Livestock, that seems to be some kind of goat. Can I kill the goat? Yes, I can. That was just a mercy kill. That goat was very sickly, and it was just better for it to die. I don't want to kill all the animals, quite frankly. I think that's going to be a real pain in the ass, hearing them die. I don't want to do that again, but that's why I did it. It looked very sickly. That's a licker. Man, that thing got shot sideways. Dead. Okay. Lionheart. Sweet. So they obviously kept in here. They obviously broke out. I'd say that the BOWs were obtained from Umbrella's, you know, black market deals and thrown in here, and they've been conducting research on the progenitor virus on them. I'd say that's what's happened. Of course, I cannot prove it. This is not really canon, but what am I going to do? And by the way, lickers, if I recall from the movie, I don't know for sure, once again, I'm not really coming off as really knowledgeable at this point because I keep saying I'm not 100% sure, but once again, I think the lickers came from injecting the T-Virus into essentially what was just a big bundle of organs. They stripped the skin off human remains. It's nothing more than a spinal column, the brain, and a set of organs just laying out in a pile. And then they inject the T-Virus directly into the spinal cord and brain.
Yeah, we wouldn't last in a fight with a whole horde.
Of course, it's a mutated version of this T-Virus. I wouldn't be surprised if the generator virus is in there as well, but that's what it is. And they do change. They go through like a metamorphosis change every time they come in contact with some new DNA, and sort of like transform themselves into the DNA that they've acquired, because they don't have much to begin with, because there's not much to start off with. They're just a series of organs and brains.
Their senses are weak.
Just to be safe, we should be as quiet.
You're saying those lickers are weak? They probably haven't been fed. They're probably very hungry, very tired.
Come on!
Roger.
Run. It was quite obvious that was going to happen, but
You
Roger.
got it. Come on!
Okay.
and we have to fight our way.
Come on! Come on! Are you okay?
Definitely should have got more ammo. Oh, that went pretty well. I mean, I used up a lot more grenade rounds than I originally thought, but I did pretty good of holding them back. This looks a lot newer. This is an ammo dispensary. I mean, shit. They have a machine to dispense, you know, ammunition the same way one would dispense. Wow. This is definitely Tricell's work.
What the hell?
This was in the pictures, too.
Wait, that means Jill might be here.
What have they done?
Jill. There's so many. They must be kidnapping people from all over the world to experiment on. It stopped.
Why?
Well, that's why.
That was crazy. So that cutscene was pretty intense. I did not expect that. I'm going ahead and no, I'm going to keep going. What happened was they were experimenting, obviously, on people from all over the world. I don't really know why, but obviously when someone fails, they eject him. I know this is something to do with, what's it called, Wesker's plan. He wants to create perfect humans. He wants to restart humanity. As far as I can tell, that's what he wants to do. And this is probably part of it. He wants to, you know, only release the best of the best and genetically perfect or something like that. And he wants to be their god. He doesn't want to be king. He wants to be a god. So that's pretty far out. I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I don't know what the hell that creature was, but we're about to find out. So here we actually, no, hang on. I really want some of those acid round explosive rounds. Inventory, here we go. Explosive rounds, press. Give to press. You combine. Alright, that's probably going to come in handy. You give. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this from my inventory, the flash grenade. I don't know what the fuck that creature was. It's definitely a escaped BOW. I don't know what Tricell was developing it for, but whatever it is just crazy. I'm sure we're going to find out shortly. That's probably one of the biggest BOWs I have seen. Organize. Give. Let's try that again, shall we? I feel like my inventory is still too busy. It's just too busy. It's just full. Nah, it should be fine. What I will do though is I'll just give my handgun ammo to Shava. Give.
You grab it.
Okay, I owe you one.
Take it.
Roger.
You grab it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to skip this cutscene.
There's so many. They must be kidnapping people from all over the world to
How do they
experiment on.
build this thing? It's huge. It's going to be like a kilometer, a mile at least deep of people.
Why?
That's why.
Its shell's too thick! Our guns are useless against it!
To shoot it in its mouth, obviously.
The carapace is too tough! We need to find a stronger target!
Damn it. This gun is too slow. Damn it. Come back for more. What the fuck is that? Oh. Those little mosquito things. They have ammo. Looks like shotgun shells. So I've only got 8 gold in my shotgun out of my grenade. Damn it! I'm gonna stop doing it. I've gotta use it for the short thing. Let's try this again. I've got a new take on what to do. That's going down. Oh, it's dead. How about that?
Damn it. Where is she?
Mr. Redfield, how nice to finally make your acquaintance.
Who the hell are you?
Selagiona. She works with Tricep,
Nice. You've done your homework.
an officer in the Global Pharmaceutical Consortium. Why?
As if I need to explain myself to you. Although, weren't you two given orders to retreat?
So it was you.
Where is Jill?
Jill, even if I did know, you think I would tell you?
Cut the crap. Tell me where she is.
As soon as you two are done with your little vigilante mission, you should leave. There's nothing here worth throwing your lives away for.
She's lying. She knows something.
It's time we get some answers.
It's obvious, isn't it? Wesker has used Jill to create the new BOW thing. She's got that thing on her chest controlling her. It was in the movie. Anyway, that's the end of it. That monster was kind of weird defeating it. It was a lot easier than I thought, and both simultaneously quite difficult. I did jack shit damage to it. Well, that's unfair to say. My grenade launcher did do quite a large amount of damage, but Shiva did a lot of damage that I didn't expect her to do. She got it into a position where it could get hurt, and she was just firing at her. It's probably from the fact that I've upgraded her pistol to a large, damage rate. I've just kept upgrading it over time that you haven't seen. That's probably how she managed to get it into position. Anyway, you've seen what happened, blah blah blah. Like and subscribe to my channel. I'll make the next episode now. Catch you later.